this game also hasn't been received that well. I just want to get your guys' opinions on it, and I know Matty and Sud, they had their own guess the rating games with Metacritic.
Yeah, well, we might as well get that out of the way.
Well, just get out of the way.
Yeah, come on. Because there was apparently no way it was going to be under 70. No. You know, if you go back in the Checkpoint Reach podcast archives, you can hear that for yourself. And I've got your check as well in the post, Sud, for 50 quid, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What did it land on again?
It's currently 60. On a 60, isn't it? Yeah. Currently. So we'll see if it...
Even Terry Crews's biceps couldn't save it from destruction.
It is disappointing, though, isn't it? You know, I mean, we've both played the game. I mean, I want to hear your opinion first before I talk about mine. So you go first.
It's just extremely simplistic, and I know that was what made the original Crackdown fun. But it's 2019, and it just feels barren, boring. There's nothing to do. It's the typical mediocre game, and I knew this was coming. This is why I was so confident it was going to score less than 70. Ever since that video with Major Nelson, where he went through a bit of the single player, and obviously he's a shill, but even he looked depressed playing the game. I was like, that's when you know things are going bad. And he was literally just walking in the street and cars started floating. The physics was just completely and utterly broken. It's a shame because it had potential, especially the multiplayer component.
It had Terry Crews.
Terry Crews was only put in it later on. Like, he was only ever a part of the marketing probably like 4-5 months from launch is when he started. It was E3, wasn't it? Yeah. That's his last E3. That's when he appeared in his little full motion video trailer or whatever. But I don't know what Terry Crews has got to do with the game. He's just an agent that you can pick. Like, that's it.
He says the odd thing, doesn't he, when you're going round, but he doesn't really have much to do with it, really. You know. I mean,
you could have got anyone in doing that role. You could have got The Rock. You could have got anybody.
There's a scene, isn't there, at the start of the game, like a 20-30 second cutscene where he's in it, and then you never see a cutscene again, pretty much, the rest of the game, I don't think. So, so basically, I mean, it's a hard one to say because there is, to put a slightly more positive spin on it, there's definitely some enjoyment to be had out of the game in short spurts.
How long does that last?
Well, this is the problem. It is in short spurts. If you play the game for 40-45 minute spurts, you'll probably enjoy it quite a bit because you don't need to worry about anything else, really. But it's one of them games, you know, you play for the first 2 or 3 hours and you think, actually, this isn't too bad. You know, it's quite fun collecting the orbs. It reminds me of the first Crackdown in that way. You know, it's fun taking out enemies with, you know, these daft explosive weapons and, you know, over-the-top weapons, things like that. There is some fun to be had, but once you get to the 3rd or 4th same monorail station or same, gas station that you have to blow up or whatever, you're thinking, oh, I've done this before, I'm going to the same thing again, and it's just repetitive, and it's disappointing. I mean, I know even you go back to the first Crackdown, and you know, there's obviously repetitive elements of that, but it doesn't have the same spirit as the first Crackdown. I think that's what, you know, the first Crackdown had spirit about it. Mm-hmm. And it had, you know, for its time, ambition. And this game, there's no ambition with this game. Yeah, it's a fun game in spurts. People, I'm sure, will have fun with it. I've had a bit of fun with it, you know. But it's the sort of game where you think, you know, I hate to say this, but a better developer could have done so much more with this. And, you know, Sumo Digital don't have their most amazing track record with games in the past. You know, they've made average sort of games, and this is another average sort of game, really. But
well, I did want to ask you quickly.
Yeah.
We had a guest on the show for the New Year podcast, Ted. If you're listening, Ted, if you're listening, they don't like Crackdown 3, but I want to get what your message would be to Ted. Would it be to avoid it because this was his most anticipated game of 2019, I believe?
No, I wouldn't say avoid it because for a start, if you can get it for, I think there's a deal at the minute getting 2 months of Game Pass for £2, so you've got nothing to lose. Really?
Yeah. If he's using, if he's getting Game Pass, it's a no-brainer.
Why not? It's a no-brainer.
If he's thinking of spending 50 quid on it, God no, don't pay 50 quid for it. It'll be in the bargain bin for a tenner in 2 months.
I do actually think though the type of gamer Ted is, I think he'll actually enjoy this. I think he will find some enjoyment in this game. He really enjoyed the first Crackdown.
Yeah, he
So,
plays in shorter spurts,
yeah,
doesn't he? To
I
be
think
fair.
he'll find some enjoyment out of it. But I definitely wouldn't recommend buying it. I just want to make one point. I don't think you've played the multiplayer component, have you, Matty? Oh dear, I don't start it. It's
Why not?
I played 2 games and I'm never touching that multiplayer again. It's absolutely horrific. The lag is unbearable. The load times are absolutely terrible. It's the gunplay the gunplay is actually not bad in the single player, but in the multiplayer it's terrible. It just does not work at all. The destruction is nowhere near as good as people, as they advertised it was going to be. I think the wrecking zone's an absolute train wreck. I really do. As bad as people think the campaign is, nothing compared to the multiplayer component. That multiplayer component is god awful. It really is.
There's
I deleted
a glowing.
the game. I played 2 games and I was like, I'm never playing this again.
There's a
I
glowing
deleted
review
it.
for Crackdown
So,
3 by.
if you're gonna play Crackdown, do not bother with the wrecking zone. Just stick to the campaign, because at least there's a little bit of fun to be had in
Oh,
that. But
just don't bother in general.
Yes.
Just get Metro Exodus.
yeah,
Just
well, yeah, that's obviously something.
Apex for free.
Yeah.
Don't bother with Terry Cruz's Wrecking Zone. Just bin it off. It's crap.
We'll
Well,
come on to Metro in just a second. Just one final thought on Crackdown. I think what's disappointing is that Microsoft. How long has this game been delayed for? It was announced in 2014, and it was supposed. Well, it might have been earlier than that, and it was supposed to come out in 2015 or 16, and it's just
We've
so
had this
disappointing.
discussion off air loads of times where I was convinced the game was going to be cancelled.
Yeah,
And
Right.
I think they should have just done it, to be honest. It's just a waste of time releasing it. I mean, yeah, it ticks a box. Oh, look, it's another Crackdown game. But it's one of them things where it's like, it's embarrassing for the brand when you're releasing mediocre crap like that, especially considering how long it's been hyped up for.
it hurts the franchise, doesn't it, in the long term?
it's a game. If it came out 7 or 8 years ago, it would have got higher scores, and people would have been like, "This is actually quite good." But we're talking 2019 now, and this is a game that exists probably in 2011, 12, and that's the main problem I see with the game.
Well,
Personally.
I know I'm not going to try it. I wasn't going to try it anyway, but after your glowing reviews, I'm staying well away. How about you, Perks? Will you be trying it?
It's highly unlikely. You guys just beat me to the punch there with the end sort of few sentences. It's a game that's been delayed for so long. It was inevitably going to score badly. It was inevitably going to play reasonably badly. It's something that should have seen the light of day maybe in 2016 at the latest. And 3 years on from then, no one really cares. And you could argue if they even cared in the first place. So I'm going to steer clear.
I'd actually argue, Perks, 2016 even would have been too late. I think
Well,
you're talking...
You could hear the hesitation there. I was pushing it with 2016.
You're talking maybe 2012, 2013, a late last-gen game, because that's probably what it should have been. And yeah, one final thing I will say on it, if you want an experience where you don't have to think, and you just, you want a game where you don't have to think about anything, or you just want a bit of fun, you can maybe go on a party and chat with your friends and mindlessly kill enemies and collect orbs. It's fine for that. It's fine for that. But if you're going into it thinking, I can't wait to be invested in the story, don't bother,
Yeah.
because you're not going to find much there.